Welcome to IBP News presents Business Owners and Professional Interview Series. I am Dr. Malahat, your host for today. Today we have a very important guest with us. His name is Mr. Sanjay Mathur. He is an experienced e-commerce and marketing consultant holding a marketing degree from a very reputed institute. Welcome, Mr. Sanjay.
Thank you, Dr. Malad. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Sanjay, you're a very experienced and a very well-known marketing and e-commerce consultant. So, can you exactly tell me what it is? What is this marketing and e-commerce consultant? Give me a proper, let me know what exactly it is, because a lot of people don't understand what it is. They just know it by the name.
Yeah. Okay. You see, what happens today is as the businesses are growing, a lot of startups coming, especially because of the government policies and other incentives. A lot of people are actually getting into the making their own business, and they want to grow.
Okay.
But all of them are not, rather most of them are not marketing experts.
Actually,
and
right.
Actually, to grow your business, you have to do proper marketing. That means
that's
you
very
need
important.
to reach your business to your correct target audience. And therefore, the first and foremost and the most important thing is to identify who exactly is your target audience. And therefore, you need to know a lot of factors. Actually, what is the pricing of your product? Therefore, what income group you should target? What are the kind of people who would use such kind of products? So, what is the social strata of people that you should actually communicate to? Once all these things are in place, the product automatically starts growing from stage to stage.
Okay.
And at every stage of growth, you require a different kind of marketing and communication. As we say, when you introduce, you require a different kind of marketing and promotions. When the product is growing, you require a different marketing and communication approach.
Actually.
When the product reaches a growth level and it is stabilized at a certain level, you need a different approach so that it does not decline. So at every stage, but a lot of people are not able to do it. So other thing is, a very important part is the packaging.
Oh, that's very important.
People actually see, as you say in Hindi, jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai.
Absolutely
so
right.
First impression is what you see. The first impression always is what you see. If you see something and you are attracted toward it, probably at least you would be able to ask for it. Go through the contents and see whether it's suitable to you. And then the rest of the job is done by the communication. So the right kind of packaging, the right kind of ingredients, the right kind of matter that is written on that to attract the person. And especially in retail, if you see, we always look at the product from at least 6 feet difference.
Yes, absolutely.
So it has to be appealing from the shelf, as we call it, shelf appeal. Then, of course, your promotion. What kind of promotion you require for what kind of people? Trade, if the trade is involved, like your stockists, retailers, dealers, etc., you need a different communication and a strategy to influence them as if that product is very profitable and lucrative for them. So all these kind of strategies we make. The path of the product, how will it proceed and come to a situation where it actually starts giving profit. That is the product selection, the packaging, the promotions, the pricing, which is the most important. You may have a very high pricing, but if the people can't afford it, you had it.
It's of no use.
It's of no use. It has to be affordable to the target audience that you are looking for.
Absolutely right.
Okay, so the pricing, then where it is to be sold. Is it to be sold online? Online is a big platforms nowadays and big medium of selling, or you need it to sell in retail. What kind of appeal does that product have? So you sell it in that place. So as we call it, all the 5 P's of marketing: the product itself, the price, the promotion, the place, and the people. All of them, if they are in place, the product starting taking shape and the sales starts coming. Similarly, in e-commerce today, the e-commerce is the future of business. People are going to go towards e-commerce, and in the metros and A-class cities, it has already going like that. Even the vegetable, groceries, and small items we order through e-commerce, that is
E-commerce, absolutely
online,
right.
right?
Yeah.
So a lot of companies which sell through e-commerce, basic, there is a lack in the same thing, the product itself, that how do you make your website, what do you information do you give on website, how do you attract your customers to the website, what should your website contain, how, what kind of promotions you do vis-a-vis your competition to ensure that there are enough footfalls on your clicks, as we call it, on the website. People are attracted to go from one product to the other, from one range of products to the other, and take more information about it. The more the time they spend on your website, the more is the likelihood of their purchase or take your services, whatever it is. So in e-commerce, this is very important. So we help them do all these things in FMCG, as I told you, products, all the 4 P's of marketing. Similarly, all the 4 P's of marketing in e-commerce as well. How do you present your website? What do you do? So this is basically what a consultant's role is, to do it. And it's very important because nowadays the marketing and other professionals which are full time on their roles are expensive, and so it be. But most of these startups and smaller manufacturers and smaller companies are not able to afford that. Neither they require at that stage, because they don't want to do those kind of expenses which they shouldn't do. They have to actually put in money for a lot of promotions and communication, etc. Therefore, consultants like us come into the play.
Picture, okay.
Yes, and we actually tell them how to do all these things. We advise them, and therefore we strategize the whole thing. We give them a path and direction how to go, and then their team lower down the line takes over that thing and actually implements them. So therefore it becomes a win-win for all of us, that they are able to do the right kind of marketing, promotion and brandings. As we know, we all buy brands today.
Absolutely right.
You know, if the product is not the right brand, if it does not have the same kind of perception that people are looking for, or as your competitor has, people are unlikely to actually go in for it. Therefore, it's important to create a brand, and brand creation is basically a combination of all these things that we have discussed. If they are in the right proportion and the right time, probably you will have a good brand upcoming for you. So therefore, that is what a consultant's role is in marketing and e-commerce, to actually put all things together, make a direction and strategy path of marketing for them, so that they go step by step without wasting money, without wasting efforts, and they go in the right direction. Similarly, in sales, if people are going in terms of selling it retail, then you have right kind of distributors, what is your distribution channel, how it should work, what are the kind of shares that each one of the financially, their profits and margins and other things, that each one of the partner at stake with you, how do you handle each one of these partners. So all that is the role of a consultant in marketing and e-commerce.
Okay, so thank you so much. So wonderfully you've explained the whole thing, Mr. Mathur.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, now I think I've got to know that you've been in this industry for 37 long years.
Yes.
That means you're so experienced. Okay,
Yeah.
so I would want to know, can you share your journey, with the corporate world? That is very important.
Yes, I actually have been very, very fortunate to work with top brands and top companies of the country. I started with FMCG, with soaps, toiletries, and all the other smaller shampoos, soaps, detergents, and these kind of products which are everyday use for the customer. And the marketing is very, very important, because it is largely branding that sells, and all the other aspects that we already discussed. And being in the top companies and sales and marketing, I have been getting exposure into lot into the field, working into the field, going into the field talking to retailer, talking to customers, which gave me a lot of insight. So today, what I do is basically I have the pulse of the customer.
Ji.
I can immediately find out what is this product and who would like to have it. I know the pulse of the trade.
Ji.
I can find out how this product would sell, what will be the distributor, retailer, or somebody else's reaction, and how should we approach them. Also, and the last 12 years of my career, 12 to 15 years of my career have been in e-commerce. I was first few in India to branch to e-commerce when
Oh,
it
wow.
was starting in India. And then I have moved on. I have been again fortunate to work with top e-commerce companies in India, and biggest milestone being with one of the very reputed company of e-commerce in India. When I joined them, it was 300 crores. When I left, it was 3,000 crores.
Oh, superb.
And by virtue of that, I have been invited by a lot of other e-commerce company to actually grow their business.
Lovely.
And even in FMCG, I started from scratch with new companies
Mm-hmm.
who wanted to branch out to consumer products, where I started from zero and grown up to 200 crores within a span of 3 to 4 years. The way back I'm talking about in 90s and early 2000, when 300 crores was almost
It's too
3,000
much.
crores of today. Yes. So we have done those kind of things.
Ji.
So by virtue of all this, I am able to pass on this knowledge that I've gained and all the things. It's a time to give it back also, what we have really learned to the younger generation who is coming up and who lacks, or I not lack actually, but who needs these kinds of training and skill sets. They don't come from the same field,
Absolutely right.
but they have excellent product, they have excellent knowledge, but they lack in terms of these kind of branding, marketing, and other e-commerce selling skills. Therefore, that is what we do, and that has been my corporate journey with FMCG, with consumer durables. It's similar to FMCG, except that it has a longer shelf life,
Okay.
a longer home life. Suppose you're putting a water purifier, it may last for 12 to 15 years, unlike a soap or a detergent. And then, of course, with e-commerce. So, probably I have covered the entire gamut of marketing and sales.
Okay.
I worked in the field, I worked in the marketing with advertising agencies, with PR agencies, and really grown brands, and I'm really proud of it. And it's my turn now to give it back and help the youngsters to come up, grow their businesses, and lot of other things, because the government is also helping the smaller, the younger generation to grow, giving them a lot of incentives in terms of finances, taxes, etc. So taking advantage of that, it's very important that we help them to grow their businesses. It will prosper the country, it will prosper the e-commerce, and it will prosper each one of us actually. Okay. And other thing is in the new businesses is very important part is funding.
Oh, yeah, that's very important.
Yeah. So by virtue of my being in e-commerce and helping startups and all, I have been able to build a network where I can get them connected to people who would guide them in financial aspects.
Oh, wow, that's lovely.
Okay, how to manage their cash flows, how to make their cash flows, how to apply for funding. Government itself is a big source of funding. They're giving a lot of incentives and funding to the startups, to the extent that there are grants which is not to be paid back. Those are the kind of schemes that government is giving for boost of these new companies and professionals and for job this thing. So it is very important to do the right kind of funding, even in funding and financial services, to buy the right kind of product. Otherwise, you lose a lot of money, interest, and other things.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a good network of people who can arrange all these things and who can do that. So that's all here. So basically, yes, help the younger generation to grow their businesses and do it right.
Oh, wow, that's superb. That's a very good thought. And in short, you have the whole package with you,
Yeah,
you can.
almost, yes.
Okay, my next question would be, if a business owner would want to, take your help to grow his business, mainly FMCG, e-commerce, how would you help them? How would you start off?
Okay, I would take an example of for FMCG to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose a product is something like which is an everyday use product, or
Ji.
probably used by housewives and younger generation kind of things. I help them first study the product itself. When an entrepreneur is making the product or something, he's developing a product, since it's my baby,
Ji.
it feels that, oh, I'm doing the right thing. But the market really wants it. Is it the right product? Will we be able to give that same product at the right price that the market is looking for at this point in time? So first, right from the development stage of the product,
Okay.
to its packaging, to its marketing and communication, we help them do it right from that stage.
Oh.
Once the product is ready and the packaging is ready, we help them create the communication for that. Again, in my fold, in my network, I have advertising agency and other creative agencies which would help them get that right packaging done, the right choice of colors, all these things. In India, for example, or worldwide, lot of colors are associated with lot of things.
Yes, that I've always seen. Yeah, people are so,
For example,
adamant about the colors.
green is associated with herbal, natural.
Gee, yes, absolutely
And
right.
a lot of people actually are not able to mix the two things. So we do all those kind of things, then develop the right strategy for sales, whether it will be good in retail channel, whether it sell online, what are the competition. A competitive analysis is extremely important. What price is the competition selling at? What are the products that competition is selling at? So taking into account all these
Consideration,
kind of
all
things,
this,
yes.
yeah.
So we develop the full package of sales, the product, sales, marketing, pricing, and give them the path. And I do training also for the people, for the sales people or marketing people at the junior level,
Ji.
how to actually take that product forward, what else to do that, and how to implement those strategies that we are developing. And in e-commerce, as I told you, right from making of the website, how interactive the website should be. Do you want a static website where you just it's informative? Do you want people to interact with it, know more about it, get into details, the pricing, the product descriptions? Everything is, I have gone through it, I have done it, so I know exactly how to do it, and I know the reactions that might come from the customers and what is the customer looking for. And at any point of time, if it's getting stuck, we know exactly where to stop it and do the corrective action there. So right from the development of the website to which again involves your colors and your basic look and aesthetic of the website, etc., and then promote the website. So attention, I mean, to gain customers and
Ji.
retention. So attention and retention of customers. First is to attain the customer and to retain the customer with them.
That's very
E-commerce,
important, yeah.
So all those things we help them develop, and of course funding. Anyway, we do that funding requirements for them.
Oh, that's such a tedious job, I tell
Yes.
you. Mr. Mathur, I myself am a doctor, and I'm very curious to know this one thing, that if a hospital owner comes to you, to expand his business, so how would you help him out? What would be your strategy? How would you start off?
That's exactly, it's a very good question. Actually, today and across the world, there are a lot of new private doctors and private clinics and hospitals are coming up. They are bringing into the country a lot of advanced expertise, machines, and other procedures in terms of surgery and other diagnostics. So therefore, it is important for the people to know what kind of services, what kind of developments are available in their area or elsewhere in the country. And again, for that, for a doctor, a hospital, or his services in terms of clinic becomes a product.
Yeah, it's a baby for him.
It's a product, and like a product is to be marketed, even the hospital has to be marketed.
Absolutely right.
And made aware to the people. The first step of marketing is basically awareness. And once it goes to the people, people start knowing actually what exactly is available in that hospital, what kind of doctors, what kind of services, what kind of surgeries, what kind of equipments and diagnostics, etc., are available, they are in a better position to select and make a very aware and a very known choice in terms of their doctor. And the reputation of each hospital also influences the reputation of the doctor. If the doctor is attached to a very well known hospital, automatically his values, his his status goes up.
Credentials go
The
up.
credentials definitely go up, and people want to approach that kind of
Absolutely right.
doctor.
Yeah.
And that gives him lot of credibility, confidence, and trust in people. And therefore, it is important to do the right kind of marketing for the hospital. Make people know as to what kind of doctors are attached to this. What are the kind of procedures that are done in this hospital? What are the kind of diagnostics that they do? What are the kind of facilities and services that are available in the hospital? So it is very important to market a hospital in the right manner. All the other parts of marketing that we discussed, who are the target audience, which kind of people you need to approach and market, and what kind of PR needs to be done, that is public relation campaigns.
Ji.
What kind of pricing do you keep? What kind of promotions that you do today? Like in consumer product, FMCG, and e-commerce, a lot of hospitals are giving packages and promotions.
Absolutely
That if you
right.
buy so much of everything, it's a discounted price. If you add 2 more services, it's a further discounted price. So all kind of these strategies are basically applied to marketing of hospitals,
Ji.
so that they get more and more patients. More and more patients, more and more inflow is basically more and more customers and more and more sales.
Ji.
Therefore, to do the right kind of marketing for the hospital, to promote the hospital so that they get the right kind of people into their fold, and they are able to offer exactly the services that they are doing, it is extremely important to apply all the aspects of marketing in the marketing of hospital as well.
Okay.
Okay. And another aspect that gets added to hospital marketing is basically PR, what we call as public relations.
Okay.
Directly information through another trusted media, like PR, like newspapers, like interviews in TV channels, social media, etc., wherein they get lot of confidence and trust, and of course information from these kind of articles or interviews and other things, that okay, such a wonderful thing has been done by a particular doctor. A patient with almost lot of complications
Ji.
has been saved and come out of all the complications. A very successful surgery is done, or something just by medicine it could be treated by advanced medicines or advanced kind of technologies. So all these kinds of marketing, which are other informal channels in terms of public relations, the PR campaigns, is extremely important in case of hospitals.
Ji.
So all this package again we sit with the hospital owner, we discuss everything, get a lot of information, and make this complete package for the hospital, and start going step by step. And of course, then in that same manner, the inflow of patients, the inflow of so-called, patients or customers keep coming in, and the hospital starts gaining more and more in terms of reputation. So that's how we do a hospital marketing.
Oh, that's lovely, Mr. Mathur. Mr. Mathur, today we had just heard about, a consultant, e-commerce and marketing consultant.
Right.
We didn't know much about it. Even our audience did not know much about it. But today you've given such a detailed, thing about, what you do. How do you, present yourself? How do you help people grow?
Yeah.
And it was so lovely talking to you. Thank you so much. You've given your time. You've explained so well. Thank you so much. And of course, for the audience, if any of you all want to start off their business and want to market their business, he's the right person. You can have a one-to-one on him with him. And if you want his details, it's there in the description box. So thank you once again, Mr. Mathur.
Thank you
You've
so
come
much
here,
for having
thanks.
me here. Thank you
जी.
so much.